Hi Nels. So we're on another video in Spain doing therapy with Nels. Lovely day, kind of 19 degrees or something in the late afternoon sun. I'll just pan around so you can see where we are. Beautiful calm water there, the beach. There's the, in the distance there's the marina of Calbapino. You can see the sign there, and that's music in the background. There's Andy's restaurant, Andy's Beach Bar restaurant, with some live music playing. And here we are. So I've got a therapy question for Nels. So following on from the relationship stuff we did in the last one, I've got a key question to ask you, which I know you're very hot on. It's the subject of giving safe space to your intimate partner in relationship struggles, or when somebody's got issues or there's conflict or whatever. So talk to me a little bit about the concept of giving a safe space.
Okay, so the safe space is it's the key to a successful, close, emotional relationship with your intimate partner, but with everyone. It can be applied as a general concept for your relationship with everyone. So the safe space is probably the one time where you do actually put the other person before you, in a manner of speaking, because it's when you set aside your own thoughts and feelings in order to accommodate the other person's thoughts, feelings about what's happened to them.
Yeah.
So what that looks like, it's when your partner can come to you and say, I want to talk to you about the issue over what happened last night. And then you are able to sit down and be what we call the listener.
Yeah.
So how it would work in an ideal situation is that you as the listener will listen to what your partner has to say, and you will hear them. And what I mean by hear them is that hearing is deeper than listening.
Sure.
It's listening with understanding. And it's understanding that their experience is their experience of their reality. And their feelings about that experience are their feelings, unique to them. So let's just say that you had an evening with friends and your partner is coming to you and saying that she's got some issues about what happened and how she feels about it. So for you to be able to hear and then repeat back what you're hearing so that your partner feels heard and understood, because that is the holy grail of what we're all seeking. As human beings, we're all seeking for connection emotionally by being heard and understood by someone else.
Yeah.
So your partner might say something like, I felt very sad because I felt as though you left me alone last night and you were talking to your mates and you didn't really spend a lot of time talking to me.
Mm.
So when there is a feeling involved, you will pick up on the feeling and say, okay, so I'm hearing that you felt sad, and because you felt ignored by me. You felt that I was talking to my mates and you felt isolated and alone. Have I got that right? And then your partner will say, yeah, that's right. and then she can move on and keep explaining to you how she feels about the situation, and you're setting aside your own thoughts and feelings, and you might be thinking to yourself, it didn't happen like that, that's not how I remember it, I don't think I left her alone, I didn't mean to make her feel sad. And so all of that frustration, all that self-righteous indignation that you might be feeling, you have to hold on to that.
Okay.
In order to create a safe space.
Yeah.
And on it will go with you hearing and understanding and acknowledging the feelings that come up until the end of the story is reached. And then you will recap and go back over everything that you've heard and understood, and then ask your partner if there's anything else. And if she says, no, that's it, that's all I had to say, then you can qualify by saying, yeah, I can understand that you would have felt sad and embarrassed and humiliated and annoyed if that was your experience.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to feel that way, and I don't want you to feel that way. And so maybe we can make a plan of what we can do in the future to avoid that as a situation.
Yeah.
And so what you've done there is you've successfully created a space for your partner to come with her feelings and her thoughts about the situation. And you may not have apologised and you may not have agreed with it, but you have understood and acknowledged and validated her experience, and it's in that validation that's at the essence, at the core of what's important between two people.
And would you do that, like, if your partner was having a real angry outburst on you, a really, almost slightly or very aggressive angry outburst at you for something that you felt completely was unjust?
No, that's a different thing, because the safe space works both ways, and it works for the listener as well, whereby it's not an excuse for the other to belittle or be contemptuous or to attack. It's merely a space for the other one to be heard and understood and acknowledged and validated.
Yeah.
If someone becomes triggered, then that would have to be dealt with in a different way, and you would need to take a time out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then at what point afterwards, at some subsequent point in the future, does the other side get a chance to put forward an alternative version? Does that happen?
Yeah, if the partner wants to be heard, then you can reconvene later on, not straight away, because there needs to be a time lapse,
right,
so that things can be absorbed and dealt with internally. But perhaps later on, you can swap over, and then the person who's heard will be the listener, and then you get to give your own version of your experience, and you get to have your emotions and feelings heard and understood too.
I see, right. So it's just a really effective way of somebody feeling like they're valid and being heard and their feelings are being taken into consideration, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So to sum it up, it's about affording the other one the space to come to you, to explore and discuss their feelings, their emotions, and their subjective reality, and to have that validated in a non-aggressive way, and vice versa.
Right. Great. Okay. Brilliant. So that's the safe space concept. Okay, fantastic. We'll leave it there, and we'll see you all again soon.